Stop right there, or else I'll make the sun disappear. Are you aware that your spirit, which is the light energy being, makes a contract with God? It's called a soul contract back in the days, they used to call it. And before it joins with you 3 to 4 months while you're in the mother's womb, it actually has a job to do. So it's given a job by God. Now, obviously, those of you that's watched my videos realise that the Bible is actually talking about the Anunnaki, not God. So in which case, who does the light energy being stand in front of? Well, it's actually a council of aliens. And the Egyptians knew this, and the Anunnaki knew this at that point in time, where they actually even wrote a book called Emerald Tablets of Thoth. So I actually discuss that on my Patreon page, and it's a long video going through the passages of who the Council of Seven are that gives the spirit the job. So if you're interested, that's on my Patreon page, Our True History. Thank you. Regardless what religion you are, we all have to agree that the Bible is a copy of ancient texts which belong to the Anunnaki, which was an alien race on another planet, and I'll tell you why in a second that you have to believe that. So this is what an Anunnaki would have looked like: white beard. However, they did have a turban for most of their period until they went to Greece, but and here's the size of a human compared to an Anunnaki, and that's a small Anunnaki. So the reason why I say you have to believe that it's the Anunnaki's text is because straight away there's a tablet in the British Museum that actually talks about Enki telling Noah how to build the ark. Now this predates the Bible by thousands of years, so the Bible is a copy, and there's other texts that the Bible obviously copied from cuneiform. So the reason why I say all of this is because the next 10 videos I'm doing are going to be based on the plagues of Egypt, and I didn't want people thinking that there's an almighty being when we're really talking about the Anunnaki. The first plague of Egypt was Moses putting his staff in the water and poisoning it red. But we need to look at the players. So over here in Jerusalem was the Israelites. Now I think they were called the Enulites because Enlil was actually there. So forget the Almighty Being, because technically it is not the Almighty Being. It's Enlil and Enki, for example. So Enlil was here. The Israelites had a famine. And we know that not from an Almighty Being, but actually written by the stone tablets called Atrahasis, which literally talk about Enlil saying, block off the waters so they will starve, there's too many people. So he was trying to kill people. So the Enulites ended up, not Israelites, ended up in Egypt for salvation. However, at the time, Ra, which was Marduk, which was the son of Enki, was fighting Enlil. So he captured the Enulites. Moses, or Charlton Heston. Now actually there's some people that believe that he didn't actually even exist. Now I will get to Moses after I've done the 10 plagues and who he was and why he was found in a reed basket. But for now we'll just go along with the first plague where he touched his staff into the water and it turned red. Now the Anunnaki actually do have powerful weapons or power devices of some sort, not necessarily a staff or a rod as described by the Bible, but if you look here, yes, Poseidon, Neptune and Enki are all one of the same, and they do have these trident type things, which is why you see them all over in different locations. But really the red water was probably a thing called red tide, which is where bacteria, etc., and algae turn the water red. The second plague of Egypt was the frogs. Now it's quite easy to work out where these came from. They actually say that they came down the Nile. Now why would they come down the Nile? Well, if you read the Atrahasis, which is this document here, which predates the Bible, you will find that it actually says that Enlil, the king of the gods, basically tried to block up some of the waterways that forced the frogs down. He did that because he wanted to actually kill the people, as mentioned in my previous video and in the Atrahasis. So if you want to find out why he was killing people, keep watching, but that's basically why he did it. And of course the frogs had nowhere else to go, so they kept moving down and down as he kept blocking off these different waterways. So in the end they only had one waterway left, so they ended up coming here. And of course during certain seasons they all want to breed, so they leave their little pond, which is now